Invested back in me, I make the bread work.
I ain't got no chill. Ayy, running through the money.
All right, let's slow it down, man. Let's not give him too much.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yo. We got some special people back in the building today.
Yeah, man.
Fellas,
What it do?
let's get these intros out the way. Both of y'all have been here recent months, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Last time Yoda was here, it was hot. Real hot.
Okay.
Of course, McGee, we had you here a few months back as well. Wow, it sounded crazy. I heard something screaming. But yeah, man, we got some people here who are making some noise in the city. Some good friends of mine, some dope ass talents, some good individuals, high spirited individuals, I would say. I do want to shout out Kai Phoenix, man. Hopefully, speedy recovery, man. Whatever he got going on. Not gonna say too much. That's nobody's business. But we got Lil Yoda and Kevin McGee in the building.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. What's happening, man? What's
Back
happening?
at it again.
Back.
Fellas, before we get into anything of importance, well, let's talk about you guys real quick. How y'all doing, man? How's y'all's mental health? How's life?
It's good, man. It's good. It's good. Yeah, that's good, man. We on this legwork movement right now. So
Oh yeah, of
mental
course.
health is good. Family's good. Everybody's been straight. So
Family's doing well.
yeah. Can't
Yeah, I
complain.
think that's one thing that's not really spoken on as much. Is like people forget that people got lives. People
Right.
got things behind the scenes, and we'll get to legwork and all that in a little while. But just to touch base, like I know Yoda, fatherhood gentleman over here. I always like to touch base to see how people are doing in that space. How y'all doing over there. And, for myself, as I said in many episodes before, big family dude. So, I'm trying to get better at it as well. So, and I'm hoping that people around me are kind of on that same wave. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like to keep the good company.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I hope that everything's going well with y'all's families. Kids getting big, kids doing well.
Going well, for sure.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got kids, Kevin?
Yeah, I got a daughter.
You got a daughter, right? That's right. Okay, how old?
8.
8.
8, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
It's crazy.
How old are your kids now, Yoda?
Mine?
Yeah.
9 and 12. My 12-year-old should be 13 in in April.
Oh yeah, we got kiddos that are almost the same age.
Yeah, man.
Damn, that's crazy, man. They be growing. I
Fast.
think when me and you met, we didn't even have kids yet.
Nah, I had my daughter.
Yeah. Oh no, we both just had a kiddo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my kiddo's gonna be 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Man, we was like, I felt like we was like newbies in the street.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That's yeah, man. Back in the days, man, we shooting music videos in like random locations in the hood somewhere. And sometimes I'd be like, yo, why am I out here, man? Because like these were all a lot of places I got invited to go shoot videos I was super unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
And we just out there and whatever props we had, I'm not gonna speak on that. But there was things there and I'm just like, it was just like everyday business, and it was good times, different cars, different I was meeting new people all the time.
Right.
That being Yoda as well. So I mean, it was for me that was a dope experience.
Yeah.
But I will say, little did I know that you were gonna become who you became.
Man.
That was the part that kind of got me.
Nice.
Because you never know who's really gonna start to like pop and make noise like that. And you really took that shit serious and progressed. So I want to salute you on that one.
I appreciate it, bro.
And then Kevin, I know that me and you are more acquainted in recent years.
Yeah.
Honestly, this was something I want to talk about last episode when you was here. But like I felt like my perspective on you was not what I thought, like or how it turned out. Because I remember we was kind of we had brief dialogue, and I know you promote some stuff, you chop it up or give me feedback on things, and I was like I didn't know where you were going to be going,
Right.
with things.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, there's a song popping over here, a song popping over there. I'm like, who the fuck is this Kevin McGee, yo?
I think that's how it is with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like the different like media or like just artists I come across is at first they're like, okay, yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
But the more they get around me or they see me doing stuff, then it's like, oh, like, who is he? Like, I really need to start like seeing what's up with him.
Paying attention.
Yeah.
For sure,
So
man.
It's one of those I'm an underdog, They gotta.
I think people maybe more or less weren't aware of what it was that you were doing at the time.
Right.
And then, once I start to like pay attention and, focus on what's going on here, and then I, to see like, oh, this is a song that's you know, like I said, popping off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Kevin McGee's name attached to it. Wait, I know this guy. You know, and,
yeah.
and that's how I think that kind of transpired. And then with Yoda, you know, we always had mutual acquaintances too. So I would see him at events and just in person.
Right.
But me and you had never met in person.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why do I keep seeing his name? And then, you know, fast forward, now both y'all are linked up, people who are making a lot of noise in the city. Yeah. And now y'all got one of the records that is, I guess, more or less one of the more popular records right now in the city.
Yeah.
And I think still climbing.
Definitely. We just getting started for real.
Yeah. And not to sound like no interview shit, but like I am just out of curiosity, you know, how did the legwork come about?
Well, we just me and Yoda would always see each other. Just like you said, we do shows together, or I'll be at a show and he's performing, or we just see each other at different spots. It's just like, all right, what's up, boo? You know, what's up, bro? You know, Yoda, Kevin, boom, say what's up.
Yeah, I was about to say, yo, pause.
Yeah. But we just chop it up, say what's up, and then keep it moving. And then I remember one time too, I think I gave him like a USB. I don't know if you remember that. And then the next day on Facebook, he was like, man, last night, this dude, Kevin McGee, gave me a USB. That shit was so dope, blah, blah, blah. So it was like just different times we would just link up, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then we saw each other at the KBS boat party. So it's just like we just kept seeing it. And he was like, man, send me something. Like when we were, he's like, we seen each other way too many times.
Sure.
And he was just like, send me something. I'm like, all right, you know how that goes. Like, just send me something. It's like, all right,
Yeah, that's
all right,
whatever.
cool. But we had pre-roll like 2 or 3 days later.
Yeah.
So, and we were both performing on that one. So boom, we see each other there. We both perform whatever. He's like, man, send me something. Like, I told you, like, send me something. So I'm like, oh, you serious? Like, all right, bet.
He wanted to work.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, you ready? So I had legwork already, but I didn't, it was just in the tuck. Like, whoever I get on it, I know has to be fire.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I was really saving it for, like, you know how you go to South by or something, you run across, you know, one of those artists, those bigger artists, but they're down to work or something. It's like, boom.
Sure.
I got something right here. One of those type of instances. But then he said he was down, so I'm like, just going through shit. I'm like, man, it fits perfectly because
It made sense.
He out there. He putting in the legwork too. He out of town every other week. He doing this. I was like, man, it fits perfectly. So boom, just shot it to him, and
the rest was
he
history.
went crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know, I guess more or less from being from the city, it's not that common, at least not for me anymore, where I see people really pushing a record the way they probably should be pushing it. You know, and I think this is an important conversation because, you know, there are records that we probably heard in past years from, you know, our peers, people that we know, that we probably respect.
Yeah.
And it's like we hear the record the week of, and then it kind of just fades out, you know, and it did its thing for that 1 week, and then that's kind of it. And I'm just like, bro, you know how many records, and it's funny because we were just listening to Still Tipping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old record from like what, originally probably came out in 2000?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But it wasn't really popping off and on no album circling nationwide till like 02 or something like that, right when the album came out.
Yeah. It takes time, man.
And so I'm just like, imagine how long they was pushing the record. Because I remember even when Still Tipping had came out, I was like, we've been knowing this song.
Yeah.
But that's because we was from Texas. You know, that shit was gonna circulate
they
here.
playing in New York and up it's like they're just getting hip on it. Like 2 years later, yeah.
And so, you know, the fact that it's like, you know, we felt like, you know, we're always late to the party, you know, being down south, right? But then I felt like when Texas had this little run of things, you know, that song included, they was late to the party.
Yeah.
You know, and so I was just like, yo, we've been on that. Like, what y'all talking about? So I feel like that's an important key that, or, you know, thing that people should do, you know, as artists is to promote a record that you feel like can pop off once it reaches the masses.
Yeah.
And I feel like y'all are doing that right now.
It's important because I've seen a lot of records, like even huge records, like that new record with Victoria Monet, On My Mama. That one. She said she was pushing that for like a year or two already.
Yeah,
Then it just blew up last year in 2023.
Yeah.
She had already probably put it out in like 2022. So it's not even just local records or things like that. It's like every artist, unless you're Drake or Kendrick or Cole or someone like that, that song's not gonna go like that.
Yeah.
So, but you're a regular artist, even signed artists and people like that, they have to put in 6 months, 10 months, a year of work for that record.
Leg work, you mean?
Leg work. You already know.
And she got an award for that song.
She got a Grammy for it.
Grammy and a Grammy, man.
And it took her like 2 years for it to
and
get
Charlie
popular.
Boy, right?
Yeah.
That's see what I'm saying, man.
So it just takes time, and like
And see the fact that like somebody of a Charlie Boy who that record came out
Years ago.
X amount of years ago, right?
And boom.
And then, for it to circle back and like, a piece from that record is now, what you're getting awarded for.
Right.
I bet you that did wonders for him.
Definitely.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
probably back in the circuit now.
Yeah.
You
You know
know?
what I'm saying?
And hopefully, not to be disrespectful, not to say that people forgot about Charlie Boy, but the fact that, either some were reminded or some were now newly exposed to who a Charlie Boy was.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, that dude, like, for a second, I was like, yo, you can't not throw Charlie Boy on the record and it not be hit sounding.
Yeah.
And there was moments where I'm like, yo, let me reach out to people I know. Let's see if we could put a Charlie Boy, collaboration or something together. That was a mindset that I had back in the day, when I was, doing music.
Yeah.
Because I just felt he had that it, and then it's like, yeah, man, time, passed, things faded out. And then you don't really hear about him again until that record.
Right.
And now look where he at, you know what I'm saying? And you never know where things are really going to go.
Definitely.
Facts.
Definitely.
And I think you guys think with Legwork, you guys can do something like that too?
100%. It's
That's what I'm talking about.
it's a hit record, like, and that's not just coming from us. Like, it's people everywhere we go. People tell us, DJs tell us, it's just about getting people to hear it. Once people hear it and play it, they're gonna understand. Like, every club we go to, it goes off.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time we perform it, it goes off. If anytime we just play it, it goes off. So it's like it's an undeniable record.
Yeah.
So it's just really about getting those ears on it.
And I've seen the responses too. So that's, it's not like you're falsifying anything.
Exactly.
So,
That's why I try to post it too. Show
Yeah.
like, boom, we in the club and everybody's turned up. We doing a show and everybody's singing it back to us. Like,
yeah.
it's real.
And that's what's dope too, because I think that people, let me not just say people, but like artists, rappers, people in general who, are musically, active, right? I don't know if they're always searching for what's going to be catchy, because a lot of records, for them to pop, they got to have something that people can recite, right? So, whether it's the chorus, standout bars in the verses, I don't think that's always focused on, to where the people can be like, oh yeah, when we hear Legwork or when we hear like, Gas or something like that, they know that it's Yoda involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's almost signature like. And so I think that was important that you also held on to the record.
Yeah.
Because let's say you did it with somebody else.
Exactly.
It might not have the response that it did. Because I ain't gonna lie, Yoda came in and
Came crazy
shit.
on it. And also, you got to do it with the right people who are going to promote it too.
Yeah.
I've done features where the person don't even, really promote the song.
Yeah.
Yoda's he's about it. He pull up every night. He pulls up to do shows. I do shows with him. Like, he's pushing the record as well. He promotes it online. It's not
Yeah.
low. I did a feature for you, and then that's it. Like, we're done.
I believe in a song, man. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
For sure. Let's touch on that though, because that's more common than people think, is the lack of promotion, the lack of support even for people involved. And what's your experience with that? Because I'm pretty sure, you've been in the game for a little minute. So like you said, as an example, you've done songs with people that, I mean, I don't know, they could have been better than what they was,
Right.
but they're not involved, promotion wise or anything.
Right. And especially if you're not like paying or something like that. All my verses and stuff is like through relationships I've built. So I'm not like just being like, hey, I'm gonna give you X amount of money to do the verse. It's off of relationships. But some people, it's like we got real good relationships. So they're like, boom, I believe in the record. We're gonna push it like this one, or even the song I got with Diversity. Breaking Up. He's out there all the time too, pushing that record as well. But, and nothing against the other artists, but it's like, oh, if I didn't get paid for it, or if I didn't, if it's not blowing up tomorrow, then I'm not going to keep pushing it 2 months later or 3 months later. There's some people who still pop up, like Fish. He did the video too and everything. Fish is down, we did Mandalay Bay.
Oh, yeah.
So he's super cool with it too. He popped out. He's like, whenever you want to do the video, let's get it. So things like that, it's like good. I try to find people who
Kind of on the same,
who rock
like-
with the song. But I have come across other people where it's just like, all right, we do this song, I put it out, and they might share it, but they don't post it. They don't, 2 weeks later, they're not continuing,
I think that goes to, I think what you're trying to get at is people are not, let's say they're involved, they're not speaking to their own crowd.
Yeah.
They're not involving
Right.
their own people. Like I always said this, people can promote things however they want. I don't control people's social media.
Yeah.
But also don't be the same people complaining.
Right.
You know, so my thing is that if you're a part of a project or you're a part of a movement or anything,
Right.
you should give 100% behind it. You know, whether it's taking a few minutes out the day, actually type up your own post, right? Do that. Do a story where maybe you kind of like you're speaking to your following, right?
Yeah.
People ain't doing stuff like that, and it's just like, okay, cool. If I go do a song with Kevin, and it's a dope ass record. But let's say my following might be slightly larger. That for what we could do for that song could do wonders, right?
Yeah.
Or at least like better than where we're at.
Right.
Because Kevin, we know he's gonna be speaking to his following.
Right.
But I'm doing zero of that.
Exactly.
And then I'm expecting success. And it's like, yeah, and maybe, hit or miss situation that could happen without you. And all it needed was your vocals, right? But it's just like, what could you have done if we both got involved? Like, and that could relate to a lot of things, music, podcasting, things.
I'm sure you have that too, where you have guests and they don't promote it.
Oh, of course.
So it's the same.
yeah.
It's the same thing like that.
Yeah.
Like you have a guest on here, you're really excited about them, and then you drop it. You're like, man, we got this.
Yeah,
cool
you're
guest on
amped
here.
up about it.
And they don't post it. They don't do nothing. It's like what? Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And and it's not to knock any of them because, like I said, at the end of the day, you're doing me the favor.
Exactly.
We're doing this together.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like I think that some people don't realize that, like, if I bring you on the show is because I have interest in what you got going on, right? And not only that, but I think that people, listeners will also have interest in things that you have going on, or a conversation that happens amongst the two, right? Or three. So it's just like, why not let your people know? And if you took the time to come over here and let's say we did have a crazy conversation,
Yeah.
excuse me, why are you not going to let your fan base
Why
hear
wouldn't
it?
you want your fan base to hear
Yeah.
it, right? Yeah.
You might have said some things that like people didn't know about you. Maybe some things that your fan base would have cared about, and yet they're not going to hear about it because you didn't give the time of day to like even put a share. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that some people say like, oh well, you might be feeling away just because they didn't share. It's like no, if we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
If it's the topic right here, but at the end of the day, it's just like those are things that you hope for.
Right.
And especially like you said, you could be excited about doing a song with somebody, and then that person does zero push, and it's like,
But it's
well,
gonna
damn.
help them too, like because they're gonna get fans from each side as well. So
Sure.
that's the whole point of a collaboration for everybody to share each other's sides.
Yeah,
But
the
even
product,
if you're
yeah.
pushing it as well, like you're gonna get something out of it too by just pushing it.
Yeah.
Your fans are gonna like it, but then you're gonna find some other people who are like, man, like I like that other guy on there too, or everything like
For
that.
sure.
Or my fans are gonna come and start following you to do things like that.
And that's what usually happens where, I think everybody here has experience where, you're going to get the feedback of the feature you had. And people are going to be like, yo, that cat killed it, right? He,
Yeah.
he did his thing and did whatever, they're hyping it up and just giving you that positive feedback. And those are good things to hear too, because they're going to be like, well, I picked the right person
Right.
for the role, right?
Right.
And not only that, but that was your fan base now discovering somebody new for them. They might not have known.
Or they might have already known them, but not been like
Like up to date with them.
followers.
Yeah.
But now they're like, oh, I really rock with them now.
Yeah. And then, like something as simple as a collaboration could be where now people who follow Kevin McGee are now going to be like, well, I'm now that I'm following Yoda and I'm seeing what his life is like and what he's, showcasing. And now they're like, yo, I like him as a person now. And now they might be checking for more than just the music. They want to see what's going on with him. Not only that, but they might want to go see him in person, at a performance or, things of that sort.
Yeah.
So there's so many doors that can kind of be open or assist that you can, be lobbing up to somebody just based on, promotion and collaboration.
Exactly.
And I think that's something that people don't really realize that much. And it's unfortunate. But I see that's important for you guys.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Because just doing this, we've every time, every week, we'd be like, damn, like something else. We got somebody else called that wants to do this. Somebody wants us to do that. It's like, damn, if we didn't promote it, we wouldn't be getting these extra little things. But we're just like, oh, now we got to do this interview. Now someone wants us to come out of town. Now they want to do the show at South by Southwest. It's like all these little things are opening because we continue to push the record. And people are like, oh, this is cool. Like, I want to get behind it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you mentioned South by Southwest a few times. So, like, is there opportunity on the rise?
Yeah, we're lining up shows out there right now. We have, I think, like 2 already. And we're trying to line them up. We're gonna be out there all week. So
Is this your first South by experience?
I go every year.
No, as a performer.
No, I've performed before. Never officially.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done the official ones, but I performed on different like shows in
for
past
sure.
years. But this will probably be my busiest one. I always go out there and just stay the whole week, do like the film tech and just promote and do all that shit. But this will be like where I'm like hitting a lot of shows and
Yeah.
I'm trying to take it to the next level for real. Yeah.
Are you like thrilled about kind of like where? Because I feel like South by is kind of being brought back to life right now. You know, after the
Yeah.
past few years of how things have been then. You know? So are you more thrilled now of how things are, where it's kind of seeming like the old days of like where everybody's excited for it again?
Yeah, because that's what I would love to go catch the new artists. That's why I saw a lot of Kendricks or Schoolboy Q's before they got super big. You know, you catch them at South by SZA doing like little shows out there. Big Sean doing like a 500 room show or something.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I like to catch those new artists. So I feel like now it's getting back to that where you can kind of discover those new artists now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think that's
Instead
an
of all the
exciting moment.
Big
though.
shows. They have the big shows still, and you get to see like a big person. I saw a Party Next Door is going to be out there, but it's like a paid show.
Yeah.
But South by is about going to those free shows where you see like a super dope lineup of people who are gonna. It's like Wale, Wiz Khalifa, Big Sean before they blow up. You know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That's how I think. What was it? It was some years back, and we used to go South by all the time too. And I think there was moments where we seen like B.O.B. at random venues, and then we seen what was it? Lil Baby or the baby.
The baby, yep.
Yeah, when he was like on the corner doing the diaper shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we didn't even know who that was. I mean, at least not for me. Like
At
I'm
the
like,
time,
I don't know who
yeah.
that guy is. Like
But now you see him, you're like, damn, I saw him.
before.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before the blow up, and so it's kind of like where you get to go there, you don't know what you're gonna experience. You don't know who what you're gonna witness. And then when you do, you can wonder like, is this the potential to like take off? Is he gonna be like big time in like two or 3 years, or is she gonna be big time in 2 or 3 years?
Right.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
And so I think, and I know Yoda, you have experience being in South by many of times. And so even though this might just seem like another like, walk in the park for y'all, I feel like every time you never know if it's gonna be your moment.
It's different.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
And
always different.
And what are you looking forward to the most in South by?
Well, shit, man, just the grind, meeting new connects and
Yeah.
networking with new people. So Austin is that's like second home, man. They go down in Austin.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I feel like,
like-
and it's right in our backyard too.
yeah, when I go down there, I hit the ground. I hit the ground running.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
As you should, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
We not official this year though. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna get in where we fit in.
Yeah, and in due time,
Yeah.
in due time, it'll happen probably. And
Oh yeah.
it's just a matter of like continuing the grind and keep it moving. And at the end of the day, you don't even know who's going to show up on an unofficial event
I've been so many times to unofficial shows or just even like
in the street.
it's like a tech show, or tech like event,
Yeah,
but they have an artist perform. I've seen like Questlove do a DJ set
Yeah.
for like a film thing. So like
Like
every
they still be having something
you
special
can
going
find
on.
people everywhere. Like and even those other places that aren't like the official shows.
Yeah.
You might find managers or DJs or podcast people like
promoters.
like you'll
and-
find
yeah.
them. So like you don't have to it's just about getting out there and hitting different events and really knowing where to go and what to do.
Yeah, for sure. And what do y'all feel like? Like I guess once you establish connection, or is your plan to continue to have legwork as going to be the main focal point? Like let's say you meet a promoter, you meet a manager, or people of that sort in Austin. Is this going to be your focal point and your what you're going to pitch to them?
Yeah, legwork is definitely the campaign we're pushing out there. Because it's like one of our biggest things, and then people, if they're interested in that, they'll definitely dive into each of our solo projects as well.
For sure, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the hope, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
legwork is what's like has that momentum right now.
Mhm.
So I think once people like look at it, they'll see the video, they'll see our pages where we're doing shows and meeting people and talking about it. Then they'll be like real invested into it.
And y'all
Yeah.
just did the pre-orders too.
For the teas too. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Shout out to them, man, for real.
Yeah, for sure. And I always, and I've had this conversation with my guys where I think that pre-orders more important than you think.
Oh, definitely.
And at the same time, you could do mad prints, and I've seen Yoda do box loads of of merch, right?
Yeah.
And he has the following to where it's gonna sell, no problem. And you've probably had your your sellouts, as much as you had with all your merch, right? Yeah. But with the pre-order too, I think that kind of gives you more in-depth thought or an insight of who's following and who's really supporting here.
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
And not only that, but you never want wasted merch either.
Definitely. I mean, this pre-order was really it really helped. Was one, it helped pay for like our bulk
For sure.
our bulk run, but also it opened our eyes to what people are wanting. So we found out the sizes people like we know medium and large are our popular sizes.
Of course, yeah.
We know that most people want the black tee. We know, so it pre-orders told us all of that. So now when we made our bulk order, we have more mediums and larges. We have majority black, So
Yeah.
instead of being like, oh, we're just gonna order, 20 of every shirt. and
Yeah.
then we run out and then
Because you never know what
yeah.
people like. I guess in your mind, and you always want to put your vision into the products you release, right, or you put out, and sometimes your vision could be one sided.
yeah.
So to get that perspective from the followers or just people who it might just be a random tuning in, just be like, what, I just like how that product looks,
Exactly.
and
it
you'll
tells us
know
what they like. Yeah.
you'll know what they focus on, and what colors suit them the best. So I think that's why I think the pre-order is important, because if, let's say, the one that you're trying to push doesn't do as well, and then you switch the color scheme,
Right.
and all of a sudden it's like selling like crazy, then you'd be like, all right, it was a color issue. That could have been it. So I think that's important. And are y'all planning to do more than just like shirts and things of that sort?
Definitely. Yeah.
Because it's more than just just like a song for with the club and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
people be in the gym could be
Play this shit.
playing it back for real.
Yeah.
So like athletic wear would be dope. You know what I'm saying?
That would be. I've listened to leg work in the gym,
Yeah.
so I already know that.
You
I have
feel
a few
me?
people who say
I'm
it
glad
goes
you
hard
pointed
in the
that
gym.
out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shirts.
Shirts.
So athletic gear,
Athletic wear for sure.
beanies would have been suitable.
You can definitely do that
beanies,
too, yeah.
This load's gonna come with some koozies, like for for the drinks.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
And everybody could use one of those. So
Definitely. Koozies, hats. We got some limited hats coming too.
that'd be something dope to pass out to I think, because I think San Antonio is now, it's a real big market for like bar settings. So I think that's a good thing to kind of get to those people out there,
Right.
and
See what I'm saying?
everybody likes a little something. Even when we were in South by, like we'd go like certain events and they're passing out things with their branding on it, and it looked dope. I'd be like,
Yeah.
yo, this is the first time I see that brand, but it's something dope. It's something I could use.
Take it home. You
Yeah,
might
I'm taking it
remember
home.
later, yeah.
Shit, sometimes they even throw a little extra, and they
Yeah.
give you a couple, and now you give it to your pops, your brother, whoever, and now they get a little piece of the merch too. And you never know, that person who you pass it to, without you even attempting to try to promote it or do anything, now they might be into that.
Right.
You know,
They
you
go
just
home
you
and
just
look
don't
up
know.
the song. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah,
boom, new favorite song.
yeah. Even if it's not a song, like if you're just distributing a product,
brand, yeah.
yeah. At the end of the day, it's all branding.
Right.
So you never know who you're gonna attract, based on how many you give out, type shit. So,
Exactly.
and with the shirts too, and I'm kind of mad. I hope it's not too late to pre-order because I need to give me a shirt.
No,
you
well,
tap
the
in.
pre-order's done, but we like I said, we did a bulk order, so
Yeah,
just give us your size and stuff, and then we got you.
for sure. And it's super dope because and I've said this countless times, because now that I do feel like the city's kind of coming back to life musically. I've been sitting down with a few singers, a couple other artists who do like hip hop and things of that sort. And I'm all like, everybody's getting real active with it. And I'm trying to pick up everybody's merch too. And I still have handfuls that I haven't used. And, I'm just like, but I know that it's in the stash now. At least I have it. So whenever I bring it out, I bring it out, and, it's just dope to see that everybody's getting creative, and everybody's taking the time to actually like design their shirts, and like, even if it's simplicity, and what their design is, if it's just, words, but you could do it a certain way to where, people want to wear this
Yeah,
shit.
and you have something that's yours that you can
Yeah, yeah.
get out to people.
Not only that, but I love to support the people I know.
Yeah.
And especially if they got a dope product behind them, why not support it? It doesn't take me much time to do so. That's why I always find it important when people say like, it takes a minute or two of the day, to type up a post or, share some stuff or, make your own little post, visually, on video or something to help somebody else. If you're my homie, but you only support me when you're in front of me because people around me are talking about me, that don't do me no good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can amp me up, but the people here already know who I am, at the end of the day. But you don't do this on your own time. And it could go a long way, especially, if you're an outgoing person. Right. So I think that, that's one of the things to take away from probably today's conversation is the lack of promotion, and that hopefully people can, hear this and know that, like, I could be helping one of my good friends. Who knows how many people are like looking at y'all as like one of their closest friends, but they might not be doing what they could be doing, to kind of push y'all forward. Because at the end of the day, the more success y'all get, the better it is for the people around you.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And
I'm waiting on the little Yoda and the Kevin McGee trading cards.
Yo, some trading cards?
That'd be live.
That might be next up, man. Come on now.
That would be a little crazy.
That might be next up. You gave us a good idea.
Yeah.
That's why I said it.
I got you. Yeah. We're going to look into it. Just like get home, start creating them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What are you into? Because you seem like, everything that you put your hands on is like, there's some creativity involved. What is your process with that?
As far as like
anything, design, marketing plans.
I'm a big
It all
planner.
seems to be very like planned, like real strategically.
You can ask Yoda. I'm a big planner. Like a lot of stuff, I don't like to do it if there's no plan to it or we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he be having this shit mapped the fuck out.
Even when I do stuff from songs to projects or whatever, I'm a big plan. Like, okay, I want to do this song for this, or even if I'm just writing, sometimes I'm like, all right, well, I just know I'm going to keep it for something in the future. But I'm big on planning stuff out and having an idea about it.
And you always been like that? Or just kind of evolved and developed?
I think it evolved and developed. My mom's not like that, so I probably got it from her. But it's something that I've gotten better at over time. Yeah. So now I've really like found out that it's like a skill of mine. Yeah. But before, I think I was kind of just dabbling with it. But now, like everything, I'll try to write it out or, have a whole plan for it. Even if it doesn't work, it's like we know where we're going. We might not go there. We might hit a detour, but we know where we're going instead of just being like, all right, let's just go north.
Yeah, yeah. For sure. And the same thing?
Yeah. Same thing, nigga.
Nah, I mean, I feel like Yoda. At first, I assumed that he had like, all right, man, there's got to be a team just creating all his designs. But I'm like, I think he's actually just doing it. Like,
I'm winging all this shit.
I think he's rolling.
He's
with
kind of the opposite. He's more like, let's go and do it. I'm more like, all right, what's the plan? What's the plan? What we gonna do?
You ready? All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Execute.
Yeah. So
sure.
Execution's your thing. Yeah. Most definitely, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy that, I think that you developed or at least generated a lot of respect in the city, and that's not, a lot of people can't say that they've done that at all at this point. So, it's just, from where you started out, where I seen you start out and then where you've ended up, I'm just like even when I have conversations at different venues that you're not even a part of and your name is brought up, and they'll be like, oh, I seen, like, for example, last time you was on the show, we went to some outing and they're like, oh, I seen you had like Yoda, that's super dope. And boom, and we're just having this whole conversation. I'm like, see all this just from like an appearance, what I'm saying? Like on the show. And then you get to see how people are just like really, they're such a fan and they're like respectful and then they just love the journey you've been on. And so that for me, I'm just like, we'll see, that's the people you want to surround yourself with. You want to surround yourself with people who have a story. Yeah. People who have, been putting in all this work and then now that you get to kind of see how it's been evolving over time, the progression. And so I think that that's one thing that I'll always like value the most is just the fact that you have developed all this respect, and I'm pretty sure that's gotta have a crazy feeling for you.
I mean, yeah, of course it's crazy, but I don't know, man. I thank God for it, dog, because we from San Antonio and this shit hard.
Yeah.
Especially rapping, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And then nowadays it's like everybody's doing it, so like yeah, I just thank God for it, man.
Do you think? I guess this question could really go for both of y'all. Do you think if y'all was a part of a different era, things would have been different?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe a little, maybe easier.
I come from the you know the physical era. You know what I'm saying? I'm this digital era is fucking
Crazy.
yeah, it's fucking me up.
Yeah. Because it's funny. Because even like, you know, I hate to say it, but like, even the biggest trash is like the most popping
Getting
sometimes.
through the door.
Yeah, it gets right in there, and it's, you know, they might have a product that, you know, I guess real artists wouldn't, you know, be fond of, but maybe they marketed it the right way, you know, and that's how they succeeded with that, you know, like it's obvious there's some products out here we're just like, I don't know how they did this. Yeah, like this makes no sense
It
to
had
me.
some type of machine behind them, man.
Yeah, riff raff. You know, I've questioned myself on the riff raff little run, and I'm like, but look what he was doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
can't knock it.
he went, let me have this look, right? You know, you had the sharp tooth grills, you know, and they're all colorful. Everything was colorful. It's almost like everything you do that's colorful helps you pop. You know, like for example, look how colorful a 6ix9ine was.
Yeah.
The hair, the colorful grill, the pebble grill, and you know the outfits, you know, all the tattoos, like all that shit was working.
Yeah.
You know, and regardless, like some people were like, if you name 6ix9ine, they couldn't name a song, but they'll be like, oh, the color hair dude, like,
you know who it is.
they already knew because you know you made yourself a standout. You know, and I think Riff Raff was on that similar thing back in the day, and I will say some of his songs were a little odd to me.
I never really listened to him.
Hey,
I've
man.
heard some of the
I missed out
freestyles
on that
here
one.
and there.
Yeah, I heard the freestyle.
Yeah. But I think it's really about I mean, some people have people or a machine behind them, but as far as like some of that stuff, I think it's about who's gonna hustle and get out there.
For sure.
Sometimes you have that person who's super dope, but they just think they too dope to get in the streets and go get out there.
Yeah.
So they don't do as good as they should. But you got people who aren't as dope. You know, like you said, you got some bad artists, but they at the corner store every day selling their CDs for $5.
Exactly.
So, but they making bread, you know. So
Exactly.
some people aren't willing to go stand at the corner store or go to South by with 100 CDs or whatever.
Shit, or even show up
Stand at
to
the corner
show up to an
store.
event
Yeah.
that you're not
I don't know if I'm on that the corner store
Hey,
shit.
I come from that,
Some-
man.
yeah, some
I
people
used to
used to-
stand
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
outside the HEB. I'm standing outside the
Yeah.
mall.
And you get the
standing
most
outside
random
corner
person. Hey, can I get
store,
$5
man.
for the? and
See, the
some
mall's a
people
good
do
place
it.
to stand out too,
Yeah.
because
You
like,
remember, I was up and down Dub like, hey, what's
Yeah.
up? I got a CD. Man.
yeah, and you know, and sometimes you know, little free giveaway that you give out,
Yeah.
you know, they might pass it to the next guy, and
Writing
you
on
know,
the CD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Track
Oh
lists on
yeah,
the-
press
on the
them all
paper.
up, write your name on
Man,
it.
what?
you know, it's funny because I think that the CD era is the era we miss the most.
Yeah.
Man.
And I think that's what we could all agree on is that, and you know, and you'd have those people too who get excited to see you and they'd be like, or to receive that CD, but oh man, can you sign it for me?
Yeah.
And you know, you ain't trying to get big headed or nothing, but you're like, oh yeah, man, I got you type
Yeah.
shit.
Uh-huh.
And
That's a feeling, man.
you can't do that
That's a great
when
feeling.
everything's digital.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't see these people face to face at all.
Right.
So-
That's why you have to have those things.
Yeah.
You still gotta have t-shirts, you still gotta have merch. And like Baby Astro, you know, he does his tapes and CDs and stuff like that. So you still gotta have that for those people who like it.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, somebody might still be like, no, I listen to CDs or I buy vinyls. Go sell them a vinyl. Shit, we might get a legwork vinyl.
Yeah, I was at a pop-up event last night. Somebody bought one of my CDs, man.
See?
Really?
Out of everything I had on the table, he bought a CD. I was like, where? Yeah.
Some people just like to have that that piece of physical merch, you know, where you know of music, where you know, especially that person's old school, that shit's gonna take them right back,
Yeah,
you
for
know,
sure.
and I think that's you know it's crazy, and as much as I love all that old school shit because that's the era we come from. Is the CD era. I mean, I remember, you know, having my little compact disc player, you know what I'm saying, like on car rides or in the bus or some shit like that. And everything was CD. And then the transition, you know, as much as I love to have every song accessible to me on phone, I'm just like, man, that shit wasn't like, you know, putting that CD in the disc player.
Popping
You
that
know?
hoe
like
in,
the
clean it
whole-
off with your shirt.
Yeah. It's almost like the Nintendo days where, you know, you had to blow the cartridge, you know, and
the game ain't
Yeah.
right if you don't gotta blow the cartridge.
it was part of the game. It was part of the experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we got to play this
Yeah.
Super Mario game, or you know,
Right.
I'm gonna be upset. You know, type shit. And so you gonna make this shit work as many times as you got to blow pause.
Definitely.
And you know what I'm saying? Like,
Put it in the slam it.
you just had to do it.
I was
And
like a nerd though. Flash drives used to make me hype.
flash drives.
See, I got onto
When I
that
heard
for
you
a
were
little
doing it, I
bit.
was like, oh, this.
I was on it for a little bit, but then they started going straight like
Yeah.
digital. So
Yeah, straight to
even
the-
people were like,
straight
I
to
don't
the
want a
source.
flash drive. Now it's like, damn it, okay.
I could see
It was
people
cool for a minute.
Yeah,
Like, hey, I got a
yeah.
flash drive
I
for
see
you.
some
They
people
like,
do the customs, like they
those
got the
two,
cassettes,
yeah.
like, you know, or they got like a vinyl, like a little mini vinyl with the
Yep,
pop out. I was
yep.
like,
I think people struggled a little bit with the flash drive transition because a lot of people. I didn't realize how many people didn't have computers.
that
At the
too,
time.
That too.
Or like if you was driving around, it was kind of hard to do that.
Because you got to take it home and load it to your
Yeah.
CD. Then you got to ride with it. You can't just
Yeah.
ride with it. Yeah.
And then, you know, and then I remember when iPods came out, and it's like, oh, this is the future type shit, right? And then it's just like, but a lot of us still have all our collection on a CD. How do we
Get the CD
move
to the
everything
iPod,
over?
yeah.
You know, and there was that process of doing that, and at the same time, it's just like you didn't want to get rid of the disc though because
Niggas had to
I
be
mean,
booklets.
the binders, the binders, bro.
Yeah.
Talk about man, shit. Even with
slapping through the hub.
even
no organization.
and you try to have that shit like alphabetical order, and if it wasn't alphabetical, you wanted to have your
You
favorite
knew,
artist
you
first.
knew what was up front. You knew
Yeah.
what was in the back.
Shit show.
So and so on page 13. I'm good. Yeah.
Your to-go shit was in the front typically.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same shit with DVD bootleggers. They was on that shit tough, bro. Like when they rolled through the barbershop, shit.
They got him ready for it.
Yeah, man. And they're like, yo, we got so and so movie. And be like, yo, that shit ain't even in theaters yet.
Right. This hasn't came out yet.
Yeah.
How do you?
Yeah, these motherfuckers had like LimeWire premium shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, God forbid, man, some of our computers fried, man, like with that LimeWire shit.
Yes,
But man, all that shit, like all that to mention that it was all part of the game.
Yeah.
You know, and it was the excitement of it all, you know, to be able to like, even if you downloaded that shit, you know, you still had to put it on a disc. There was a whole process to it. And then, you know, if you fried one computer, somehow you was getting your hands on another to do it all over
Homies or
again.
something else. Yeah.
Because you had to have it, man. Like, you know, and now I think that made music more important.
Yeah.
You know, people appreciated the music a lot more back then because you had to go through that process. You still had to go to the store.
Yeah.
FYE was a spot you know, last resort because, you know, the price tag was a little higher.
FYE, Best Buy.
But if they didn't have it at Best Buy, that was your next best choice, right? So like things like that you had to do. I mean, it's just crazy. It almost reminded me of kind of like sneaker culture too.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like they do go hand in hand, is because you missed that part too. Like now, the trend. I don't know if y'all sneakerheads like that,
Not really. No.
but if you pay attention to that whole process of like, let me get to the store and you know we wait in line at 3 a.m. or we wait in line the night before, all the way till the store open at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
so we can get these sneakers. People was doing that shit. You had lines of like
yeah.
500 to 1,000 people. And then they started to transition because, of course, the violence and shit like that, and you know people getting robbed and stomped out for their Concords,
Right.
and you know, but then for people like us who like we actually appreciated sneakers, and I wouldn't consider myself a sneakerhead. You know, I don't know all the knowledge behind it like I used to. Like back in the day, I cared. You know, like shit, what year Jordan you had?
Yeah.
You know, like that mattered.
Yeah.
You know, if that shit was after 2005. That shit trash. Like that's synthetic material. You know, like you're paying attention to other shit now. But now it's just like, nah, I still have an appreciation for you know, sneakers and things of that sort. But for me, knowing that like I want to get it to wear it. And the masses are buying it to resell, you know, for business.
Right.
And all of it is done through apps now. Like, you know, Foot Locker, you can't just show up to the store now unless it's a generic shoe. You can't just show up to buy an exclusive. that shit gonna be sold out online within the first minute. You know what I'm saying? And so that part, even sneakers, something that you actually have to wear physically, has also went digital.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that like some of us who appreciate the products, we can't appreciate it the same no more because everything has been turned into business. You know what I'm saying? And so, and I feel like that's kind of in relation to what happened to music, where, you know, we do love that CD. Like, I haven't got rid of none of my CDs yet. As many times as I say I'm gonna throw out the boxes I
I
have,
have a big
they're
old
still
bag
there.
full of them. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm just like, you know, some of them I'm just like, why did I buy this? You know, because some of them they ain't popping like that.
Yeah.
But
They'll
I was
be
obviously
collector's
supporting somebody at
items.
the time.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, talking about the ones you buy off like artists? local
Yeah,
artists?
I bought man CDs off the
Oh,
street
yeah,
from people.
Yeah, right. I got you. Yeah.
Half the time I felt like I was on the spot.
You kind of are. And that's why a lot of people buy, like, you know what, here, take my $5.
Yeah,
Let me check it out. Yeah.
And then sometimes you be like, oh, I don't got $5. And they be like, what you got?
Yeah. I
You
say,
know,
well, yeah, come on.
I'm like, man, this is like drugs. You know, this is crazy. You know, I will say, I think I've told this story before, maybe not to you guys, but there was a time, like, this might have been like maybe 12 or so years ago, man. I was in LA. And you know how like you walk in the streets and everybody's selling some shit, right? And I remember this one cat walked up on me, or he was trying to sell his mixtape to my brother. And my brother didn't listen to hip hop. You know, my brother likes, you know, rock music, things of that sort, right?
Yeah.
So this dude's trying to press him. And he's like, my brother's like, nah, I'm good. Like I don't even listen to that. Like I'm cool. He's like, well, what's wrong with this type? Well, what do you listen to? Type shit. It's like he's trying to like now he's trying to grab information. I'm like, I get there's a way to hustle, but then there's also a way of like
You're overdoing
pushing
it.
away like a potential customer, right?
It had to be on Hollywood Boulevard. Man.
It was.
It had to be.
It was on Hollywood Boulevard. And I remember I was like, let me stand in the way because my brother's younger than me. So I'm like, let me see what's going on. He's like, yo, bro, you trying to get his mixtape? And I was like, nah, leave dude alone. Like, we good. Like, you know, he's all like, nah, man, what kind of music you listen to? I was like, I listen to hip hop. He's all like, I think at the time I might have been listening to like Kendrick Heavy or some other shit. And dudes are like, whatever I do, I could do better than all them dudes you mentioned. I was like, oh my God.
Like, come on, bro.
I was like, bro, if you could do better, you wouldn't be right here, probably.
Yeah.
And it's no disrespect because, you know, get it how you got to get it, right? But the fact that, like, you're this upset that you asked for my favorite artist or whatever I'm listening to in that moment, and I give it to you, and the first thing you want to do is bash them. You want to bash these artists who are certified.
It's not gonna make me want to shop with you.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm like, bro, this is like how people feel when you see your favorite NBA player. Yeah, go ahead, bro. You see your favorite NBA player, and then he ducks the autograph or the picture, and now you feel like you were disrespected.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is probably kind of how that feels, you know, in a sense.
Yeah.
And so, you know, but like at the same time, it's like those stories can only be told because they were happening. You know, at the end of the day, whether they was good or bad.
I'm sure he's pressing everybody like that. You know?
Yeah, man. Hopefully he succeeded, man.
Hopefully he got
whatever his
something-
name was.
But that's definitely not the business model right there. Yeah.
Nah, there's
You gotta
always a
press
good.
everybody to-
I think
to
people
get
need
it.
to understand how to do business, and you know, it's always gonna be like a learning experience. But ways like that,
And there's a way
is
to
not the
sell.
way.
Like I think y'all see that dude on Instagram, the funny salesman, the black dude. He be making jokes while he sells to you.
The spray, he sells
Yeah,
the
he
spray,
does
the
the spray.
cleaner.
Yeah. He's gotten
Yeah.
big now, but he'll say like, man, my mama said I'm too black to do this, blah blah. He's like, don't look, your neighbor down the street told me is this and this, and he like cracks jokes the whole time.
Yeah.
So like by the end, they're saying no. They're like, no, I'm good. But he cracks a joke, and then
then
like
get him
5
a-
minutes
get
later,
him
they'd be
his
like,
say.
man, you too funny, bro. Like let me
See,
go ahead and buy a bottle real quick.
The only thing with that is, and obviously he capitalized.
Yeah.
But the only thing that bugged me is that once the genuine, real customers who were actually being caught on video or recording for themselves, that wasn't what was being shown no more.
Oh, yeah.
And then it became like I'm just incorporating because now I'm blowing up a little
Yeah,
bit.
someone do with celebrities now.
Yeah, I'm gonna just start working with other video makers and like try to make it seem like authentic. And so that's the only thing that kind of bugged me because I think that takes away from your skill set
Yeah.
in a sense because now these people are naturally already gonna cooperate with you, opposed to where you had to like hustle and try to like find ways to like entertain somebody so your entertainment could sell the product. You know, and I felt like that was his gimmick at to be able to sell.
Yeah.
And then it changed after. And, it naturally happens.
Right.
But like I've seen like different variations of that.
But there's a better way to sell, and like instead of pressing people,
He did it the right way.
make
Entertain
it
people.
entertaining or whatever. And they might still say no, but if you do it a certain way where you can get people on your side and to like your character,
Yeah.
then they'll buy from you. You know.
One thing that I always find curious, and this might just be the negative part of my brain, is what are some negative experiences, or with whether it could be a customer or another artist. You don't have to name no names, but like are there things that you learn from, like they were negative, they were just like, damn, like I ain't never tried to move like that, or however they were approaching you. Like, is there any experience that you could share?
I'll share one. It was kind of recent, not too long ago, but I think communicating what you're doing and what you're getting or giving is very important.
I feel like there's an honesty thing happening here.
Right. Well, yeah, because sometimes it's like I feel like people like leave out things
For sure.
to like win you over, and then they want to hit you with extra charges or something later.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh yeah, well it's gonna be this much to do this, but it's like, dang, whenever I booked with you,
It was this much.
it was this much, and I wasn't told I wasn't getting X, Y, and Z. It seemed like I was getting the whole package for this much.
Sound like some scam shit.
That's what it felt like, and I'm like, man, you gonna wait till after everything's done to try to add on things
Yeah.
instead of just telling me everything up front and letting me pick my package or whatever how I want to. So I think that's a bad experience I had
And that's probably something that happens more than once.
all the time.
be honest.
And I feel like it probably happened to a lot more people too, you know?
Yeah,
It's just
for sure.
So I feel like even when I do business, I try to communicate 100%, like, this is what you're going to get, this whatever. So there's no like ill feelings on the other side. Because sometimes some people won't even speak on it, you know? They just won't buy from you again.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like always want to have that repeat customer. So where it's like, I'm gonna tell you everything you get, and it's gonna be upfront, and you're gonna pay this price for X, Y, and Z. So when you get it, if you don't get that, you can tell me, hey, I didn't get Z. Oh damn, I got you, or whatever. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So, but
you maintain the good service.
yes,
Yeah.
customer service. If you want to sell something, you got to have
Customer
customer
service.
service.
Yeah.
No matter if it's a CD, a T-shirt, or if you at Macy's or you go to Burger King, you want good customer service.
I mean, I don't know if Burger King's gonna give you the best service,
Maybe not Burger King, but wherever
but
you go,
I keep showing up still.
Yeah.
Right.
You go where the customer service is good. Sometimes if you're like, man, I can go to this place and get or
Yeah.
I can go to Chick-fil-A and I'm gonna make sure my order right and this X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
You might pay that extra price just to go to the place where you're gonna get better service.
And that's typically how it goes,
Yeah.
and it could kind of go either way though, because you could go high end store, right?
Mhm.
Buy some shit,
Mhm.
and you might be frowned upon based on how you
look.
showed
Right,
up.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But there's also some where like you could show up to like, I've showed up to like, designer stores.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm dressed decent, but I still got sweatpants.
Right.
But
Some slides on or something.
you can see that like you could tell that some of the people in sales there, they see that, but they might pay attention to other things you're wearing. So if you're wearing just like nothing but sweats, but then your slides might have been Gucci,
Yeah.
they might be like, you know what? He looked like he just woke up or he's
Just
just chilling on a
relaxing today.
Sunday, but he might be ready to spend money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they might not
never
judge
know.
you based on that.
Yeah.
And I've received some of the best customer service from places where I'm not planning to buy shit.
Right. And you end up buying something.
Yeah, but I might have been wearing something that looked like, it gave that salesperson a little bit more of like, you know what? I'm going to give them the time of day.
Yeah.
Because even if he's not buying today, he might come back and buy tomorrow.
Exactly.
And I think that, you can apply that to what y'all are doing.
Everything, yep.
Yeah.
Everything.
That's why, like, even with Yoda, I've always seen you interacting with people. I've never seen you be like an asshole to anybody. And, and it's crazy because as busy as you are, or as you've been in places that we've been to, whether you're on the card to perform or not, it's just like, yo, he still gives the time of day to anybody who's showing love or, they got a question and things of that sort. And I'm like, yo, see, that shit's important.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
You
that's
know,
important, man.
Yeah, because, these people can come and see you again, or they might be the one who's the biggest spender with you.
Nah, straight up, like them people that work for the phone companies outside the stores. You know what I'm saying? They try to get everybody.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
try
the ones
to-
like, yo,
yeah.
what internet
What
service you
innocent-
with?
Yeah. They try to get everybody. So
Yeah.
you know.
But you never know. I mean,
Network.
like,
Never know.
you never know what they're gonna help you with.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
too.
and
sure.
and it could be in the reverse, like shit. I mean, I remember like people trying to sell me something. Next thing I know, I'm like helping them with something.
Mm-hmm.
They might have made me a little bit of money, you know. And it's just like it just because I took the a few minutes to actually have a conversation,
Right.
and I'm like, oh well, shit. I mean, now we making money together, or one of us is making money that we weren't making money off of that person in the first place. Now we are, So it's same thing with the product, like that person that you might have gave the time of day to. That might have been the only show they planned to go to. Now they're like, no, now I'm checking for Yoda, or now I'm checking for Kevin McGee
Yep.
for every show.
Yep.
And a lot of these things matter, and it's all like perception, how these people view you. And I think that that's a key thing. And you guys have a blueprint. You guys definitely have a blueprint, I think, that many should probably follow, whether they agree with me or not. But just from experience, I'm like, I've seen y'all in action. I've seen y'all what y'all do. I've seen the products y'all sell. And the love y'all receive. It's like all of it seems very genuine. You have all these people who they're not popular. They look like they're just a regular Instagram friend, but they're showing love. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's key. That's a key thing. And you want to hold on to that shit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And like, not only that, but I'm assuming y'all's teams are like standing behind you as well, because you're always in the studio with like a mob of people. And it always seems like the same mob of people. So I'm like, they got to be working together. Like these people support each other.
Yeah.
And shout out to Deshaun, who we spoke last week on the show.
Okay.
And we were speaking about the value of like having like that family, circle. People who they might not be blood family, but we're around each other so much. We support each other so much, is that we are like a family here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then that family starts to actually mix in with your real family. Because there's so much respect there, and everybody wants to push each other to succeed, and we need more of that shit. I think
Definitely.
I think that really contributes to success in a big way. Yeah. But do you feel like your circle is like that?
Yeah, I do. And it's been very recent. I would say like pretty much Loud City Society.
shout
Shout
out
out
to
to them. They've really been since I've been teaming up with them. Like we do a lot of events together, but it's a mutual thing. So I help out with their events, post and share and do things like that. And they help out on my end too, with like promoting and just being there. If I have a show, they pull up.
Yeah.
When Diversity has a show, we pull up. When E has a show or AR's DJing, we pull up. So it's like we try to support each other in any way. And then
I don't really know who's involved and behind Loud Society.
Mm-hmm.
But they've shouted out the podcast here on multiple occasions, and I'm all like, who are these people? Because like I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I'd be like just ducked off. I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I start getting like tagged on shit, and I'm like, okay, I'm assuming like it's gonna be some spam tag, or you never know what you're getting tagged in. And then I remember there was they were doing a thing like promoting like shouting out podcasts.
Yeah.
And they were playing one. I was like, okay, maybe somebody just tagged, our podcast name on it. But I pull up their post, and CSP was all on the front, like highlighted first, and like they were showing clips of the thing. I was like, this is dope.
They're very tapped into the whole community. So AR, DJ AR,
her,
she's the main one who like runs Loud City Society.
Okay,
but then you have like Diversity is part of it. E, she does poetry. But she also does artwork.
Yeah.
Rashad, the smile guy, if you've ever seen him. Crystal, who else? Sonia. So it's pretty much like 7 or 8 of us. Mookie does the pictures.
Yeah.
So we all have just like came involved with each other. They like AR
everybody coming with their skill set.
AR had Loud City already, but then new people have come into the picture. Like Rashad came in, Mookie came in, I came in. And then we just all continue to build. And, we've had people who come and go as well. But we're the ones who really stuck, and we gel together. We help each other. And like you said, it's a family. People we have having car trouble. Boom, I got you. I'm going to pick you up.
Yeah.
We have events. Come to the house, and everybody just going to chill and bring your kids or whatever. So it's like you said, it's like a family. So we support each other. And even when Yoda's part of the fam and everything too. So when Yoda's doing something, we try to pull up. Or if we have, JC Tranquility. We try to pull up on her, like people who are really involved in like doing stuff. You just try to support and get that support back.
Yeah, and I think that's like I said before, and I'll forever say it is like that's one of the most important key things is that that needs to happen more. for us to succeed. Like you said, from San Antonio, man, this shit's tough.
It's tough, yeah, for real.
So, you know, if you could have at least, like a lot of people don't have their own circle, you know, behind them. And so that's where it begins, you know, having that. Because, yeah, you're always going to receive the most support from strangers.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of the feedback I've received just for this show alone was from people I don't know. You know, they'll reach out with us like a little DM, sometimes in the comment section, you know, and they'll express their thoughts. Sometimes they're like, they feel so engaged, like if they were here, you know, and like I've had people even say like, you know, they're listening while they're messaging. They feel like they're yelling at the you know, at their phone and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, that's how it's supposed to feel like,
Like
you
you're
know,
right
and,
there, yeah.
and it's just like the music too. Like you want to feel like you're right there in it, you know. And I know, like for me, shit, even when I attend these performances, I'm just like, man, dude, like I do feel like I'm right here. Like I know these guys, you know.
You're part of it, yeah.
Yeah. It's super dope, man, to see that, and I'm glad that you guys are succeeding the way y'all are doing it. And I'm actually more anxious to see what other, you know, projects, records can come about from Legwork, because if this is the beginning, what else can spawn from that? You know, I can only imagine like what's the next hit record going to sound like, and that might be moving too fast because you know, let Legroom breathe, right?
Yeah.
Like let it do its thing for the year or some shit like that. But it does bring the curiosity because you know when you start to see the chemistry, you want to see a little bit more of that.
And that's what we're trying to build too. Like I said, we have the whole tour.
Yeah.
The tour's going throughout the whole year. So I mean, we're gonna be together. So we're gonna be cooking up too. Like it's not just, you know, meet up and go home. Like we're gonna be on the road together. We're gonna be in hotels and Airbnbs together. So shoot, we can throw some beats on, or if I got something, he got something, we shoot it back and forth.
Yeah,
But
for
it's gonna
sure.
be more for sure. We just, you know, take
And
our time with it.
how is the tour experience?
We're just getting started right now. It's been a lot of media in the city.
Yeah.
A lot of shows in the city. Our first out of city thing is next week, New Mexico. So we're going to New Mexico next weekend. Actually on Thursday. So we're getting into the thing. Yoda's moved around a little more than me, so he can speak on how it is, you know, getting out of town.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, man. Talk about it.
Hey, you know what it is, bro.
I ain't never been out of town
You
touring.
damn
So I know what you're talking about. Maybe around Texas, but
you been out the state, man. You know what
oh
it's
yeah,
like.
yeah. Travel boys.
Travel,
You know?
it's just
So-
good to travel.
Yeah.
So, just really, bro, the connections outside of what we're familiar with is, you know what I'm saying, is what it is. We get to see a place and visit a place where we ain't never really been to,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and move how we do at home, but like, you know,
A new environment.
yeah, a new environment and gain support from somewhere else, you know what I mean? So, I think it's lovely. It's a learning experience, you know what I'm saying? It's the whole nine. You feel me?
What part of New Mexico?
We going to Hobbs, so it's not. It's like
Oof.
it's.
I got people from Hobbs. That's why.
For real?
Yeah.
You know, it's you know it's still kind of like flat. Still, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But it's dope. You know what I mean? It's
Be careful on
honestly-
Hobbs. That's all I'm gonna say though. Be careful out there.
They thugging out there, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like for sure, but
It's wild, wild west out there, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to watch out.
yeah, it's
Just
gonna be
go to
fun.
the show and back to the hotel.
That's all we're doing. Yeah, we
Nah,
gonna
they
hit
was
the
getting
show.
down last time too, but nah,
Yeah.
it's fun, man. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? We go, we get acquainted. You feel me?
You
Get some
also
new-
you also
gain
got
some
to do
new
that
friends.
too, where you can't just go everywhere with fear though.
Nah,
Yeah.
you gotta
You
get out.
know, everywhere is gonna be unfamiliar. That's not home.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
We going there with love too. We going there
Yeah.
with love. We showing love. We, you know, showing respect. We do our thing. We sell a couple shirts and then we get about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm excited for y'all, man. I think it's gonna be. And then besides New Mexico, do you guys know what other like locations you're gonna be at?
Yo, shoot, we all over. We got Houston after that, right? Austin for South by. We gonna hit Dallas. We gonna hit fucking Waco. We gonna hit Abilene. We gonna hit Corpus. We gonna hit Vegas. We gonna hit LA. You know what I'm saying? New York.
New York,
Yeah.
Poteet.
Feel me? Poteet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we
We hitting
LA
all the
should be
spots.
interesting.
LA's
gonna be
dope.
live as
I'm
fuck.
excited for that.
I believe in it. They're gonna love you over there.
hey, we gonna get down.
Yeah.
Huh?
I might have to pull up to the Vegas show.
We gonna get down. We gonna get down, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think that's super dope because not only that, but from where we're from, everybody's never been on a tour.
Right.
Most people don't tour like that. So, you know, it's good to see that like that stuff is coming around and, you know, people are getting to be actively doing that. And, You know, because some people think that like, you know, you do a show here, do a show there, and then that's, you know, they're popping. It's like, nah, but there's other places to go. You know what I'm saying? Like the New Mexicos, the Californias, like there's a whole different demographic, different market out there, you know, for you to touch base
Who
on.
haven't even heard you.
Yeah.
So you gotta get out there and introduce yourself.
And there's no way to feel like, or to think that just being known at home is enough.
Nah, you definitely got to branch out, man, because there's a certain point in San Antonio. I'm gonna say that there's a certain point in San Antonio where it stops, and it might be that for everybody, and
Yeah.
you know, everywhere. But you know what I'm saying? Where you're from, there's a certain point where it stops, and you gotta go out. Like you have to go out and gain more fans and more people to support you, and come back home, type shit. And
Yeah.
then people gonna see that motion that you getting from everywhere else, and then more people gonna start following suit. You know what I mean? Like
I always say that like sometimes elsewhere has to follow you for your own city to follow you.
That's how it works.
You know, it's like going back to when I said like I feel like strangers support a little bit more sometimes because once those strangers like start to, you know, show love a lot, and then the people who know you start to catch wind of that. Now they're like, oh shit,
It's that
the homies
fear
for
of
real,
missing
you
out
know?
now, like, oh, I don't want to like not show love, but now I see L.A. and New York and this and this. They
Yeah.
showing love.
they ain't gonna
so,
have no choice,
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Let me hop on it too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, you know, and like I said, it goes to show, like, you know, I use this example often where, you know, a homie of mine, I didn't know he had any idea of what my podcast was about. I haven't seen homie in like almost 15 years. And the fact that like I get a message out of nowhere, he's like, yo, I see you posting this podcast thing. He's like, tell me why I'm at work and there's a cat on break. You know, we you know, I'm moving around, but I hear your voice. He's all like, so I go and, you know, I'm asking him like what he listening to. He's all like, oh, I'm listening to this podcast. And boom, it's like, he's like, yo, you was my best friend from childhood, like growing up. Like we was like, you know, we kicked it since like 6th grade. And he's all like, the fact that you was like, as soon as I saw your picture on the screen, I was like, yo, that's my guy. Like, you know, what is this? Like, how'd you
Makes him
catch
want to
wind of
support
this?
more now.
But he didn't catch wind of the podcast till like he heard the voice. You know, I'm just like, sometimes it be like that, you know, it just come around, you know, and you could say that, you know, it's a small city type shit or, you know, but you never know who you're gonna come across, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, back in the day too, when I used to have like different merch for like the music brand that we were doing. And I had cousins out in like Vegas and LA wearing the shit. And they're like, yo, somebody stopped us in Vegas at one of the casinos. And they said they know you, they know of you. Like they don't know you, but they knew the music. Like they knew the branding and everything. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's my cousin. They thought that was crazy. And they were trying to get some merch. And I was like, yeah, that's in fucking Vegas too. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I mean, you just never know. Like you could be anywhere, you know, like y'all know Cliff Simmons, right?
Yeah.
Comedian. Bro, I've run into him in Chicago before.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was out there. And he
Yeah.
was just doing some work. And then I'm just shopping around and we cross paths.
Yeah.
It could be fucking anywhere, bro. Like, you know,
Right,
you just
that's how
never
it
know.
go. Yeah.
So, but I mean, I'm looking forward to this. You know, I'm watching. You know, I pay attention to y'all's posts and y'all's shows and like the watching people's feedback. You know, because it's good to see people giving like the positive feedback.
Yeah.
And so, and not only that, but the reaction. My thing is reaction. You know, even when I watch like shows, concerts, and things like that on YouTube or whatever, my thing is to pay attention to crowd reaction. Like sometimes that's what builds up the energy. Like it's the the hair up on your arms. You know, it's to
and you
see
be at
that.
home like bouncing with them.
Yeah. You just the reaction is kind of what sets the tone for everything. You know, and it kind of gets you more involved. And so I see that with people like getting more anxious. When they hear like leg work. Yeah. And so I'm excited to see where where it takes y'all. I'm excited for the video coming up. So, and this is one I told you before. I was like, this video needs to come out. It needs to come out. I said that last time.
Yeah.
Shooting that bitch tonight.
And I'm all like,
Yeah.
and I was wondering, I was like, man, they're gonna wait till like it's too late. But I'm like, now we're here. Now I'm like,
Perfect
it's not too
timing.
late.
It's perfect time.
Like
because
it's
everything.
It's gaining traction.
Yeah, it's perfect time.
Yeah, and then it goes all the way back to probably that Still Tipping video again. That video wasn't done till
They
way
knew,
later.
They knew it wasn't ready at that point.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
if they would have dropped the video that first year, only maybe Texas would have seen it.
Yeah,
But they built it up and they dropped it when the world knew about it. So that video now it's on BET. Now it's on things like that.
Let's not forget there's probably a little drama behind the scenes too.
Probably for sure. Yeah, probably.
Let's not act like that didn't happen.
Yeah, it's probably
But,
hard to get everybody together.
I mean, probably might have been a little deeper than that, but you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, that's old
Yes.
news, you know. But I know Yoda probably way more familiar with that. But no, it's an exciting time, man. I'm happy for you guys. Is there anything y'all want to let people know? You know, besides the tour coming up, and you know, maybe anything in the city that's going to be coming up soon.
Our next show in the city is March 7th. March 7th, it's like a pre-South by show.
Yeah.
Right before we go out to South by. And then after that, we got 420 out here.
Mm-hmm. That one's gonna be big.
Yeah, it's going to be a big
With-
one.
with
With,
Crystal Poppin', she gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yo, Crystal Poppin', she's something.
Yeah, and
got
she'll
some.
be here at 420. So those are our next two San Antonio shows. But
Yeah.
besides that, we got the tour. We got teas. Hit us up, grab a tea. We running through them, so grab you one.
Could you see yourself collaborating with Crystal Poppin'?
Yeah,
Yeah. What do you think about her?
I think she dope. I think she
I
dope. Where's she
think-
from? H-Town, right? She from
No, she's from El Paso.
El Paso.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar. I need to listen to some more.
I think she dope.
I caught wind of her. Actually, somebody hit me up while I was in Houston, and they were telling me about her, and I was like, I've never heard of this person.
Yeah.
This is before she is where she is now. This is I don't know, maybe like 5-6 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm like paying attention. I'm like, okay, you know, we got a little something here, and then you know, now she's doing what she's doing now and collaborating with who she's collaborating with now,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, and she got the look,
Yeah.
she got the sound.
She worked with Smooth Vega.
Yeah. I seen I think he was on an interview or something. He was talking about her.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like they're really standing behind her. People believe in her, you know. And from when I was first, hearing about her to where she is now, I'm like, oh, she's definitely progressed.
God, there I am.
I think she's figured out like her look. She's figured out how she wants to present everything. Like and she got it together. Let's just say that. I could see her really like probably doing.
Making the move.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
And I think she's
I need
working
to
with more
check her
people
out
than we
some more.
realize.
Yeah, it's cool.
But it'd be dope for you guys to do something with her.
We gonna see her. We
Yeah,
gonna
we
see her.
gonna
So
see
we
what's up.
might talk about it.
Yeah, for sure, man. But yeah, man, make sure y'all catch the tour. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be, y'all gonna be posting every time y'all
every time
are
we out, we in here.
yeah showing up to a city or something. I think that's gonna be something that people need to follow. What are y'all's handles, just so people can make sure they tap in with y'all?
Shit, Lil Yoda on all social media sites, man. All
Oh, we know that.
platforms. You know what I'm saying?
Lil Yoda.
Lil Yoda. Mine's Kevin _McGee 33. KEVIN
Yeah.
_MCGEE 33.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything
sure,
too,
man.
all platforms.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all showing up, man. I'm glad we got to chop it up,
Yes.
have this discussion. Like I said, I'm amped up about everything that's gonna be happening. Hopefully, I can catch one of these new tour shows y'all have going on. I think that's gonna be like a dope experience. To be able to see y'all perform that song together.
Yeah.
It's gonna be super dope, man. And hey, man. With that being said, let's leave them with the legwork, man.
Let's do it, man. Big work. Yes,
Wow.
sir. Once again.
Hey, what's good, Drew? I've been wildin' out, I need to sit the fuck down. I've been blowing money like I'm rich enough now.